What is up, guys? So for those of you that have been following along on my story, you guys know that I have a really bad sound coming from my fuel pump is what I believe. I was gonna replace the whole fuel pump, but decided that I'm gonna start with something simple, and it's a fuel pump filter. I've seen a couple videos where it makes a sound, and I'll throw a video in showing you guys the sound right now. And now I'm back, but I think that if I change this, it's gonna fix it. I'm hoping. If not, then I'm gonna have to probably change out my whole fuel pump. But it's pretty simple. We're just gonna take off this dash here, pull everything out of the way, and then get the fuel pump, which is actually inside of your gas tank. So I'm gonna try to make it quick because I don't want to be doing it all day. I'm hoping I can get out and ride again tomorrow. So let's get it going. First, we gotta get the seat off, and then you take your bag off on the left side. Then you're gonna pop off your side panel. That way we can get to the fuse box and pull our main fuse once we get things taken apart, because we don't want to pop any check engine lights or anything like that while we're unplugging things. So on this little guy right here, you'll see it runs up into your fuel tank. This is actually the plug for your fuel pump. So we're gonna unplug that, run the bike for like a quick second, which will clear out the fuel lines, and then we're gonna begin taking everything else apart to get the fuel pump out. All right, so it should start up and then run for like a quick second before turning off, since we got it unplugged. As you guys can tell, my fuel pump didn't turn off, or turn on I should say, which is actually a good thing. Well, perfect. There's no fuel in the lines. Okay, so if you guys are gonna do this and you actually wanna take your dash off and move it somewhere else, you'll wanna pull out this little line here. It's just kind of a vent tube. And you have another one over here, which obviously I zip tied a bunch of things to it. I wouldn't recommend that, but I did. I'm not gonna take any of these off because I'm just gonna set my dash right here while I work on the thing, because it should only take a few seconds. So that's how I'm gonna do it. But if you guys wanna take it off, simple one here and here, and then obviously we unplug this. Okay, to get your dash off, other than the bolts that are holding it in, you're gonna need to take your gas cap off. So just come over here and unscrew your gas cap, take it off, just like that. Okay, so the front one, just gotta get in there. If you have a better tool, it might work easier, but this little Allen worked for me. I'll pull this guy out right here. So the back one is this one right here, and I'm just gonna use a 3/8 and pop it off of there. Just like that. You can see it comes loose. And then, if you guys wanna look, because we got this all disconnected, all you have to do is pull on it a little bit. It might be a little stuck because it's been sitting there. We just pulled a little bit. There you go. You guys can see the insides. Okay, so this little plug right on top, as you guys can see, it's connected to the dash. So you just want to come over here. It's just your typical electrical, and you can pull that off, and then you can move the dash away. All right, so this ring right here, you guys can see it's kind of got a little lip on it and it comes out. Basically what you're gonna do is take like a rubber mallet and a punch or some kind of blunt objects, and you're just gonna punch it that way. Don't do it too hard, and obviously be careful around your tank, but really that's how we're gonna get it off, because I don't have the tool for it, but you don't really need the specialized tool for that. So let's do that. As you guys can tell, I'm not using a punch, but I found a really nice long bolt, and that's what I'm gonna use. Just like that, she's free. So mine is actually really dirty, which I wouldn't expect anything less of it with the miles and just kind of the dirtiness of it. But I'm gonna try to clean it as much as I can before I pop it off, and I'm gonna be careful not to get any of this in my tank, because that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of putting a brand new filter in there. It just comes out like this. Okay, so it wasn't the easiest thing to jimmy out, to be honest, but this is what you need to get out of here. And then we're just gonna pull this little tab that's right here, pull out this retainer clip, and then I should be able to get the filter in while everything's right here, so I don't have to pull it all the way out. All right, so once you get the retainer clip off, you can just kind of pull it open. It's just kind of held on there, and you guys will see there's an O-ring. Try not to drop that. I'm gonna go ahead and get that first. So I'm gonna replace it with the new O-ring, and then I just gotta get this guy out of here. Okay, as you guys can see, that sucker is gross. So here's the old one with probably 34,000 miles now, and that's the new one. Big difference. So Anyway, real quickly, I'm just gonna throw the new one in there and then put it back together. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it because I wanna make it quick and easy. Just goes right back on top. Doesn't matter what angle or what way you put it in. And then the O-ring, the new one, you might as well put that on there. And then you just push it back together. It doesn't go in like anything specific. It just gets pushed back in. Say it was super easy to get this all back together because it's nice and tight in there, but it's done, it's in there. And then I'm just gonna jimmy this all back in. You're gonna have to wiggle a little bit. And then I'm gonna put the ring back on and we'll come back to you guys and show you if that fixed the problem. All right, moment of truth. So the big telltale sign for me is that the pump shouldn't be loud when I turn it on. So let's see. So that was actually a really good sound. I know it sounded a little weird, but I did purge all the gas out of it, but that sounded much better than it has. So now we're gonna go ahead and run it and see what happens. Wish me luck. So as you guys can see, a really bad sound that's kind of scary could sometimes just be a simple filter fix. And like I said, it's 14 bucks on Amazon, but I bought my part from Harley and it was about 24, 25 bucks or whatever. And instantly it feels more powerful, at least the throttle, and also it sounds so good. So don't neglect that. Like I said, 34,700 miles on my bike and it was really bad. So we'll leave it with that. On a side note, I guess for you guys, mine did die a couple times, but that's because I purged all the gas out. So just keep that in mind that if you purge your gas, which you probably will if you pop it off, it might die a couple times. So let it run, give it some gas, keep it going, and then get back out on the road. All right, guys, later.